Imagine a colossal waterway cutting through the heart of Central America, challenging the dominance of the Panama Canal and reshaping global trade. This is the audacious vision behind Nicaragua's interoceanic canal. Nicaragua has long dreamed of carving a direct route between the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans, promising economic prosperity and global influence. But this billion-dollar megaproject has been revived and reimagined multiple times, yet never realized. But last year, Nicaraguan President Daniel Ortega announced a new plan to resurrect the canal, proposing a new route. The project aims to alleviate global shipping congestion and provide a compelling alternative to the aging Panama Canal. However, the proposal has sparked heated debate, with investors, environmentalists, and world powers all weighing in. Can this ambitious project ever come to life, or is it destined to remain a geopolitical fantasy? Let's find out as we delve into Nicaragua's $65 billion interoceanic canal plan. Don't forget to click on that subscribe button and like this video, as it's the best way to support this channel. The idea of building a canal through Nicaragua dates back to the colonial era, when Spanish explorers first noted the potential of the region's waterways. In the 19th century, before the construction of the Panama Canal, Nicaragua was considered a strong candidate for an interoceanic passage. However, the US ultimately backed Panama, leading to the completion of the Panama Canal in 1914. Despite this setback, Nicaragua has revisited the canal concept multiple times. In the early 21st century, renewed interest in the project led to a major agreement in 2013 between the Nicaraguan government and the Hong Kong-Nicaragua Canal Development Group. The ambitious $50 billion project proposed by Chinese businessman Wang Jing aimed to construct a 278 kilometers long canal. The canal would cross Lake Nicaragua, Central America's largest lake, and connect to both coasts through a system of artificial channels, locks, and deepened rivers. It was intended to compete with the Panama Canal by offering a deeper and wider alternative for larger vessels. However, financial difficulties, environmental concerns, and opposition from local communities stalled the project. By 2024, Nicaragua officially canceled HKND's concession, but President Daniel Ortega quickly revived the project with a new plan, hoping to secure fresh investment and international partnerships. In November 2024, President Ortega announced a revised 445 kilometers long canal route. This is more than 5 times the length of the Panama Canal. The new route is designed to avoid Lake Nicaragua, a major environmental concern in previous plans. The proposed route begins in Bluefields on the Caribbean coast, moves through Lake Xolotlan, and exits at Puerto Corinto on the Pacific side. The canal is designed to have a width between 290 to 540 meters and a depth of 27 meters, aiming to accommodate larger vessels and provide an alternative to the Panama Canal. The Nicaraguan government estimates that the project will require an investment of approximately $64.5 billion. To attract international investment, they are offering tax exemptions on imports, services, materials, and machinery, as well as guarantees on property rights. One of the key motivations behind Nicaragua's canal plan is the promise of economic transformation. If completed, it could create hundreds of thousands of jobs, boost infrastructure development, and increase Nicaragua's GDP by an estimated 9% to 10% annually. However, securing financing for such a massive project remains a significant hurdle. The collapse of the HKND-led effort exposed the risks of relying on a single private investor. In the revived plan, Nicaragua is courting multiple international investors, particularly from China, Russia, and the Middle East. Still, financial analysts argue that the project's profitability remains uncertain, given the high costs and potential competition from existing trade routes. If built, the Nicaragua Canal could reshape global trade routes and alter geopolitical dynamics in Central America. The United States, historically involved in Panama's affairs, has viewed Chinese involvement in Nicaragua with suspicion. A Chinese-backed canal in Nicaragua could reduce U.S. influence in the region and provide China with greater strategic control over maritime trade. Meanwhile, Panama has been expanding its canal infrastructure to accommodate larger vessels, reducing the urgency for an alternative route. The question remains, is there enough demand for another interoceanic canal, or would the project struggle to attract sufficient commercial traffic to justify its costs? The Nicaragua Canal project is marred with numerous challenges and concerns. Environmentalists warn that the new canal route could have catastrophic consequences for Nicaragua's biodiversity. The excavation process would disrupt ecosystems, particularly around Lake Xolotlan, which is already facing pollution issues. Concerns also extend to deforestation, water usage, and the displacement of indigenous and Afro-descendant communities along the proposed route. The Inter-American Court of Human Rights recently condemned Nicaragua for failing to consult indigenous communities during previous canal planning efforts. This ruling adds further pressure on the government to ensure that affected populations are properly compensated and included in the decision-making process. Resistance from local communities, coupled with environmental opposition, could delay or derail the project altogether. Building a canal of this scale presents numerous engineering challenges. Unlike Panama, Nicaragua lacks the necessary water reservoirs to sustain large-scale locks without significant environmental alterations. The country would need to develop artificial lakes and reservoirs to supply the canal, raising concerns about sustainability and feasibility. Additionally, the proposed route must contend with geological and climatic factors. Nicaragua is prone to earthquakes, hurricanes, and volcanic activity, all of which pose risks to infrastructure stability. Engineers must design a canal capable of withstanding these challenges while maintaining cost efficiency. Building such a massive canal also requires sophisticated tunneling, bridge construction, and extensive logistics to relocate communities and wildlife. With a projected cost of nearly $65 billion, the sheer scale of the project makes it one of the most ambitious civil engineering endeavors in modern history. The Nicaragua Canal is often framed as a direct competitor to the Panama Canal, but how does it actually compare? The two projects differ significantly in terms of design, capacity, geographical advantages, and operational challenges. But whether the Nicaragua Canal can truly compete with the Panama Canal remains highly debatable. One of the primary selling points of the Nicaragua Canal is its proposed width and depth. The canal would be between 290 and 540 meters wide and at least 27 meters deep, allowing it to accommodate ultra-large container vessels. In contrast, the Panama Canal, even after its 2016 expansion, has a maximum depth of 18.3 meters and a width of 55 meters in its locks, restricting it to handling vessels up to a certain size. If successfully constructed, Nicaragua's canal could attract supertankers and mega container ships that currently have to navigate around South America due to size constraints in Panama. One of the biggest challenges facing the Panama Canal today is water scarcity. The canal relies on an extensive lock system that requires significant amounts of fresh water to move ships between the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. Droughts in recent years have forced Panama to limit the number of transits per day, creating bottlenecks and increasing shipping costs. Nicaragua's canal, if designed as a deeper sea-level passage or with a more efficient lock system, could potentially offer a solution to this issue. However, Nicaragua itself faces water challenges, particularly regarding the environmental risks of using Lake Xolotlan as a water source. Unlike Panama, which has the Gatun and Alajuela lakes as reservoirs, Nicaragua lacks the necessary infrastructure to ensure consistent water supply for the canal's operations. From a geopolitical standpoint, the Panama Canal is controlled by Panama itself, though the U.S. retains a strong strategic interest in its operation. The Nicaragua Canal, on the other hand, has been heavily associated with Chinese investment, which has raised concerns among Western nations, particularly the United States. If the project moves forward with heavy Chinese backing, it could shift geopolitical power dynamics in Central America, potentially making Nicaragua a key player in global maritime trade. While Nicaragua's canal aims to position itself as an alternative, some experts question whether there is enough demand for a second interoceanic passage in the region. The global shipping industry is adapting to changes in trade routes, with increasing interest in Arctic passages and transcontinental rail networks as alternatives. Additionally, Panama has continuously modernized its canal infrastructure to maintain its competitive edge. Unless Nicaragua's canal can offer significantly lower fees or faster transit times, shipping companies may see little incentive to switch from an already well-established route. In theory, the Nicaragua Canal offers some advantages over the Panama Canal, particularly in terms of size and potential vessel capacity. However, in practice, it faces significant challenges, including water supply concerns, extreme weather risks, higher construction costs, and the need to establish a reputation for reliability in global shipping. The Panama Canal has over a century of operational experience and a strong economic model, making it difficult for Nicaragua to disrupt its dominance. Without substantial financial backing, efficient management, and a compelling advantage over its competitor, the Nicaragua Canal may struggle to attract the necessary maritime traffic to justify its existence. While the Nicaraguan government is eager to move forward with the project, it is clear that significant uncertainties remain. They will determine whether the canal becomes a reality or remains an unfulfilled ambition. Investors will also weigh alternative trade routes, including the Arctic's northern sea routes, which is becoming increasingly viable due to climate change. With global shipping trends shifting, Nicaragua must present a compelling case that its canal offers long-term benefits beyond what existing routes provide. What do you think? Will the Nicaragua Canal ever be built? And will the construction of the canal disrupt the dominance of the Panama Canal? Leave a reply in the comments section. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.